Sailing around and bartering in Black Desert can be long and grueling using the Epheria Sailboat or the Bartali Sailboat. With the need for more inventory space and speed to sail from island to island, getting the Epheria Caravel is a huge upgrade. My name is Teddy and welcome back to the channel all about life skilling. Today I'll be showing you how to upgrade those Epheria sailboats to the Caravel to speed up how fast you can sail and how many bartering goods you can carry. So if you've been wanting to get started upgrading the Epheria Caravel or just wanted to experience the great ocean content easier, get those materials ready and let's head out to Port Epheria to start upgrading the Epheria Caravel. With the introduction of the great ocean content, we were given the faster ships we can upgrade to. For bartering, heading down the Epheria Sailboat line leads down to the bartering carrack, but in order to get there, we first must upgrade to the Caravel. But why the Caravel and not the Galleass? The Caravel is used mainly for bartering. Not only is it faster and can hold more weight, this is needed for the carrack, which are the best ships for bartering and or sea monster hunting. This requires materials that can be found around Black Desert such as zinc, saps, and other lumbering special drops. Materials from bartering, enhance Epheria ship parts, and finally, the design to upgrade. Getting these can be easy but take some time with needing the dailies, bartering routes, and enhancing the ship parts. Though the central market can be used for most of the ingredients needed to be processed down, let me show you how to get started gathering the materials needed. Starting out with the list of materials needed is a lot. From saps to ore, upgrading the Epheria Caravel will have you running around all the regions gathering and bartering for what's needed. There are some dailies and quests that can be done which will speed up the time needed for the materials. These are the Ravinia ship upgrade log quest, which when completed will provide half the materials needed for the upgrade. Getting started on these can be done by opening the quest log, hitting the suggested tab, and scrolling down to the Great Expedition, the Crow's Nest Ravinia for speedy ship upgrades. Accepting this will start the Ravinia letter quest that will place a letter in your bag which can be accepted to receive a random quest that can be done for ship upgrade materials. These all have to be completed over a course of a week, and another letter cannot be accepted if the wiggly letter has not been turned in. Heading out to the Crow's Nest and speaking to Ravinia will allow you to turn in the gold bars needed for the wiggly letter. Once completed, you will be given another letter which can be completed the next day. There are a couple other dailies that can be done for the materials needed. Creo here in Aquala's Eye, he has the daily Precious Coral Piece quest that awards 4 seaweed stalks. These can also be obtained from the exploration quest sometimes found when exploring islands while bartering. Another daily can be done at Aquala's Eye by speaking to Ravica. Completing this awards the deep sea memory-filled glue needed. Once all the dailies are done, you're left to having to gather the remainder of the ingredients needed. For that, I'll show you just how to do that. Even if you're not using the dailies for the ingredients, you've already completed the dailies, or you're just upgrading another boat, having to get the ingredients manually is going to have to be done. Having to gather all the ingredients, there are a couple ways to speed this up. Heading out to Trent has a great amount of trees that can be used for the red lump and the tree bark when using lumbering. This is a slow process depending on your gathering mastery and if you have a tier 4 hedgehog, but the higher the gathering mastery increases the chance of obtaining more bark and tree lumps. The red tree lumps can be gathered using workers on the northern plains of Serendia, the old dandelion, or the Quaint Hill node. While sending workers to the Medea Northern Highlands allow them to gather the old tree bark, these can also be bought from the central market too if gathering these are slow, but with the low stock in the market, it can be harder to get a pre-order through. Next on the list are all the saps needed. The acacia, I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong, white cedar, and elder sap. Getting all these can be done around the Medea region. These are easy to gather with the hedgehog and the yawning hedgehog lightstone combination. But workers can be used to gather the saps, further speeding up how fast the saps can be obtained. Sending your workers to the Stonetail Wasteland node has the acacia sap. Like the old tree bark, the Medea Northern Highlands node has the white cedar sap. And lastly, the elder sap can be gathered using workers at the Gorgo Rock Belt node, Veterans Canyon, and lastly, Iris Canyon. These two can be bought from the central market. Comment down below if you gathered all the materials on your own or if you used the central market. I myself had to use the central market with all the materials taking too long to gather. While you're down there, be sure to leave a like if you're enjoying all the life scaling content Pearl Abyss has been updating. And if you want to further support the channel, there's a new feature called the Super Thanks. Clicking this allows you to tip a one-time amount which changes the color of your comment to stand out in the comment section down below. This is a fun way to show your support while also showing me which video you really like. And don't forget to share this video if you found it helpful. Just sharing this video on your social media alone helps support the channel, and I couldn't do this without you guys. Moving on to the zinc needed, heading out to Pilgrim's Haven has more than enough rocks to be mined for the zinc. Having more gathering mastery, the gathering pets, and the yawning hedgehog lightstone combination will speed up the amount of zinc that can be gathered. Sending workers to gather zinc can be done at the Omar Lava Cave, Abandoned Iron Mine, Ancient Fissure, and lastly, workers can be sent to the Kelp Canyon node out in Dragon. Like with all the other materials that can be gathered, these can be bought off the central market too. Now with all the ingredients that can be gathered comes the ones that have to be bartered, so it's time to jump back into the ocean. Upgrading to the Caravel comes with many ways to earn the materials needed, and bartering is just one of those ways. While normal bartering, there's a chance the ship upgrade materials can spawn at low amounts, from verdant blackstones to ship upgrade materials. Now, the tier 2 bartering goods can be used to barter for the island tree coated plywood and the rock salt ingots. These goods can be stacked in the storage to save room, and the ingots and plywood can also be used to barter for one another if you need one more. There are a couple bartering routes that can be used for the gathering materials needed too if they are still needed and spawn for you. These just usually require trading a land bartering good for the ingredients. Lastly, moving to the ship upgrade material routes for bartering. Here, unlike the normal bartering routes, have all the routes needed for the upgrade parts needed. These will spawn the materials randomly and can be refreshed when needed. Bartering for the Caravel can be simple with not needing a lot, and the materials are easy to come by. There's one last way to get the materials needed, so let me show you. For the materials that have to be bartered for, there's an option to gather these while sailing around. This is the sea monster hunting, which has a low chance of dropping the materials like the ingot, plywood, or the seawood stalks for example. The exploration quests are the easiest way to get the materials needed to hunt the sea monsters and still complete the quest for the rewards. These can only be obtained while exploring. Now, with the sea monster hunting, all the sea monsters all have a chance to drop the materials, with the young and normal versions being easier to kill using a sailboat. Sadly, the higher the sea monster, the higher the materials they have a chance of dropping, which are used for the carrot. But now with all the ingredients gathered, it's time to get the ship parts, the design, and start upgrading. To upgrade any ship requires the ship parts to have been enhanced to +10. Not just any ship part will do, like using the Epheria Sailboat enhanced plating or the blue grade parts. Heading out to Epheria and speaking to Velocity here allows you to buy the ship parts that can be used. These are the old Epheria parts, which are cheap to buy and cheaper to repair. Unlike the parts that can be made in the workshops, these need the verdant black stones to enhance, and each stone is a guaranteed enhanced chance, but lowers the durability by 10 each enhancement. Getting the parts all to +10 may sound simple, but requires 120 verdant blackstones total, 40 memory fragments for repairing, and lastly, may take about 350 to 840 mil to get all the goods needed for bartering for the stones. Enhancing the parts can be done like with any other enhancing, but doesn't use any enhancing temps like with Mana's gear. The last item needed is the Caravel upgrade design, which can be bought from Velocity too, but will cost 400 mil. With all the materials, parts enhanced, and the upgrade permit in hand, getting the Caravel can be done by heading down to the wharf manager, hitting the upgrade option, and choosing to upgrade. The materials all have to be in your inventory to be counted, and the ship parts have to be full durability and repaired before the upgrade process can be started. But once done, the Caravel is ready and waiting to be used. Though upgrading your ship can be a long, tedious journey, when done, can provide good rewards that can make the great ocean content tolerable at the least. If you have the money to build a sailboat or the time to upgrade one, sailing around can be easier and speeds up bartering. Keep in mind, crafting and enhancing the ship parts will further increase the stats on the ships, making it faster and able to carry more, but also needs more time and money. I hope this helps you start sailing faster and getting bartering started. With how much content is in the Great Ocean, needing a faster way to see it is important. I should have done this years ago, but this is a huge game and there's already so much to see, I forgot about it. But if you want to see another way to level those life skills or just want to see how to start making money in Black Desert Online, click this video here and I'll see you in the next guide.